So thanks everyone for joining us. As I mentioned before, we've got Hong Kong on the screen here and also one for Perth. So the purpose of this presentation this afternoon is to describe the use of Unity, MiddleVR, OptiTrack, and all the glue that goes in between, particularly for large-scale visualization systems, which we have several examples of here. But the particular system that we'll be talking about is a system we're now calling the Cylinder, which is a 3 metre high, 8 metre diameter, 180 degree display system that will run in stereoscopic 3D. Its screen is filled by 3 full HD projectors and providing a continuous display surface around the dome. So Leith has been a busy boy over the last few days setting that system up and getting it all configured. Leith's own background is from the University of Hong Kong, where he is IT manager in the Department of Industrial and Manufacturing Systems. He has a bachelor's degree in computer science and a master's degree in computer graphics, both from Vancouver in Canada, and is also in his part-time also doing a PhD as well.
Yeah, try to. Yes.
So, over to you, Leith. Thanks.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks for waiting. And I guess I will first to talk about a little bit about virtual reality, so you get an idea of what's going on, how virtual reality is different from what you see in a 3D movie. They're completely different. So I'm going to talk about that, and then I will spend some time on those systems, and then I will have some hands-on on the workshop, see how to get some working using our system. Okay, first of all, VR, virtual reality, you heard about it. It's been around for more than 20 years, and sometimes people get excited about it, but it has been like out of the media for a while, and then it's come back now more because the computer is getting more powerful and the price is getting cheaper. They can start to see things, something like that in recent. So what's VR? VR is essentially you are just a person getting yourself into a virtual environment. So when you are in a VR system, everything is virtual except you or me. Okay, this is what we call virtual reality. And the very good virtual reality system is that you cannot distinguish whether you are inside the virtual. You cannot distinguish between real and fake, real and virtual. This is one of the perfect kind of the virtual reality system that we're looking for. Of course, the world's not perfect. But in that, when I'm talking about virtual reality system, every one of you is having a perfect virtual reality system in your brain. Think about that when you are sleeping and you are dreaming. You have no idea whether you're in the real world or your virtual world. There's a complete system that happens in your brain. Okay, that's how we work, how our brain is working. So I'm going to give you to look at a short movie. It's what we call is a world builder. That is something about virtual reality system. And it's coming. To got the sound. bit set at the end of the movie, but actually give you some idea of what is the virtual reality. Is that you get yourself immersed in a place that is so real that you can do everything. Actually, that's two things about virtual reality. Is that the virtual immersiveness is that you can actually get into the virtual world, and there's the user interface. If you are looking at the movie, you can see that there's a lot of widgets and lots of tools for the user actually to manipulate and build the whole world. Okay? So that's two things: immersiveness and the user interface. Right. So as I cannot go to your brain and talk to your brain directly, right? So we have to use our sense to give you the illusion of the virtual reality. And the primary vision is what comes to first priority. That is what we see the world, right? It's very important. Vision and hearing and touch and motion, all those things that acting together, so that we can kind of like making us into a virtual world, so that we think it's real. And I'm going to talk about some of the system what kind of system that will make those things happen. So first of all, I'll talk about the display system. Actually, there are three components. There's a display, there's a tracking system, then there's a user interface. First of all, I go to the display. And display, we have the projection display. This is what we have all now, most of them. We use projector and we have used 3D glasses. And the advantage of that is that we can have a big screen with and we have 3D, right? But there's a problem of that is that sometimes when you use a projector or when you're in a movie, then you have to turn down light. The brightness is a problem, and also the resolution will be a problem for that. So there is those projection systems come in to demonstrate this staff cave. It's an pentagon shape projection, and this is a circle one. There's a sphere like that. We have right over there. That one's sphere. That one's a dome. That one's whole sphere. 360. So this is a projection-based system, and there's a screen-based system. You put lots of screens just like that. You have the tile wall, and obviously the advantage is really bright, too bright for me now, and it's a really high resolution. And well, it depends. Sometimes it comes in 3D, but it's not that really common because all the characteristics of the television is not that really compatible with 3D things. But and obviously you see the gap between the display as one of the obvious disadvantages of that. Branch of this space. And the last one is head mount. You put the display at your head, so that actually you are really isolated. You are getting into something, whether it's a virtual or not, but you are isolated. You cannot talk to anyone. What you see is like a screen of that size. When you rotate around, the screen rotates you. So that there's some other problem because the screen usually is not that big. It's only that big. What you see is everything is dark. You see a screen like that, and when you're looking around, the screen moves with you. So it actually gives you some sense of immersiveness because when you're looking somewhere, you can see. But the field of view definitely is something important. If you are getting a really big field of view, then you will have a much better sense of immersiveness. But that's very expensive. And of course, there's only certain kind of resolution of that kind of display. First, you've got one of them, right? Yeah. Gotcha.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Right. This display, and the other is tracking system. The tracking system is very important in the virtual reality system because think about that, when you are seeing a movie, it will be like you're standing still, looking at one point, and everything goes on. You cannot move your head to trace things upon, right? That's what we see in a movie. That's from single point of view. But if you want to interact with any other virtual reality object, you will be moving, right? For example, if this thing, right? So, laser thing. Okay, if you look here, right? If I move, I will see the other side of that. If I move to that, I will see the other side of that. Right? So the vision, actually, the image in my eyes, actually responds to my movement, and that's very important because we do it every day. We don't stand still. We don't forget things like that, right? We move, right? That's what we every day experience. So the virtual reality has to take and cut down, and will take a portion of that so that it has to simulate that kind of effect. What we call is a motion parallax. So so the system has to be like tracking to our head. So the system has to know where my head is moving, where am I looking. Is what we call a tracking system. There comes a different type of tracking system, right? That's mechanical, so that when you move with you, so that when you move to a certain position, the system actually gives you the perspective, the view of that position. Then move that to that position, the system gives you that view, so that it's actually kind of like simulating what you do every day. Okay, this is mechanical, and there's magnetic. Magnetic is kind of like it's very old, like 10, 15 years old. It's a coherent system. It's there's a problem because when you put that too close to the metal, then it doesn't work very well. So we don't use it. There's an initial. Everyone you got an iPhone, you got something like that, so they can get a orientation. It has a gyro. It's an orientation sensor that works really well with the orientation, but it doesn't work with the movement, right? But because we move, and that thing is not enough. Right? The last thing is optical tracking system. You will have something like that. Something like this one. There's a gaseous looking like antenna. Indigo, something like that. Right. So this is reflective dots. So there's a bunch of those cameras looking at you, and then it actually looks at those dots. So when you're moving, and the position of those dots on those cameras, they're different, and they're kind of doing some mathematics to calculate actually where am I and where I'm going looking at. So they know exactly where am I, and it's very accurate. It is accuracy is down to millimeters. So slight movement that can pick up. Right. So tracking system. That's very important. Analysis there of course we need to have the software to generate all the images, and we need to have the program environment to program all the user interface. Just like that you see before you. Okay. Something like that, twist around. And of course not that really that magical. But we are getting close to that, and we have all sorts of devices and tools or Kinect. You can use your body as a like natural user input to the computer. And those things, this is just normal Xbox controller, and we have some graphs. Okay. You can use some graph to simulate your movement of fingers, and Kinect, like use your body as an input. So and more, because there's more you have to put sounds on. Sometimes you want to have some feeling of wind, like we have this, then you have the third dimension, that's what we call fourth dimension of the wind blowing and everything. So, but primarily the vision is a vision, and a motion is one of the most important things in the virtual reality system nowadays. So VR system. So let's talk about the VR system we have it here. It's HIVE, right? Is it how it runs? HIVE?
That's it. All right.
Great. So that's an image I talked about a couple days ago. That's what we have. The cylinder, half cylinder is right over there, right? Not include the leather. No. And we have the wedge, right? Two screen system. Oh, by the way, The sensor system actually has a tracking system. It has a 6 camera tracking system, optical tracking system. It works really nice. Okay. You can try it right later on. So you can put on those that kind of glasses so you can get inside the virtual system. And there's a tool over there. It's 1.4. And we have the big screen here. It's too bright for my camera. And okay, the next thing I'm going to do is to give you a little bit short introduction to Unity and MiddleVR, so that how do we like doing some programming here to make them all happen, to make the VR system working. Okay, and first of all, Unity is actually a really common game engine. There's a million of users all around the globe, and it's growing rapidly. And it's free. You can just download it and start programming, and it's really easy to use. Well, that depends. Compared to the old engines we used to do, and of course it's not for everyone. Okay. And it can publish to different type of iPhone, iOS, Windows, Mac, this thing. And in this thing, there's a problem because essentially it's a game engine. It's for like on flat screen. Although we say it's 3D, but it's not that kind of immersive VR 3D things. It's supposed to be displayed on flat screen, and so it doesn't really work well with the virtual reality system that we have, especially on those curved screen and with the 3D stereo. So we want to use it, but well, it's kind of difficult. Then let's go through this screenshot. You see that the image is really nice, and it has all sorts of light mapping rendering to make the image realistic. So we are looking for some solution, and there's a software called MiddleVR. It's for reality. MiddleVR is kind of like you said, it's a middleware for virtual reality for Unity, so that it lets Unity to be able to work on the virtual reality system. And that MiddleVR actually handle all the interaction devices that are on there's tracking devices, all the tracking cameras. You can talk to them, and it handles the 3D stereo, so they can see 3D. And it also handles one that's very important thing is the clustering. You can get many computers to work as a group, because usually that's large system. There will be like 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8 projectors. It's really big and really lots of pixels. One computer is not going to be enough for driving that, and that's why we want to use a cluster system. We have like 10 computers working together, but that's difficult because when you have a program running on a computer and then you have to synchronize all the display and everything, and content, 3D, everything, models together. So there's not easy to do, and but MiddleVR handle that as well. And one of the other beautiful thing about it is what we call hardware abstraction. So you do your programming in MiddleVR. Okay, you have your nice virtual 3D system, and you have a nice way of using it. People going around, shooting around, or anything. And but you have different VR systems. Like here, you have a curve, you have wedge. Usually before we have to program separate for these two. But with the MiddleVR, all of this actually is kind of abstracted in a config file in MiddleVR. So that will be something like we've got, for example, this one. This is in MiddleVR, not in Unity. So you've got all the screen, curved screen, and that's what we've got here. And the application just one on the curved screen. If for the other wedge, it's just 2 screens, right? And for the same application, without comparison, you get that it's working right away. So it's kind of save you lots of effort on the development. Right? So same application, one of different system. Okay, and the next part I think will be like moving into the hands-on tutorials, so that we can kind of like try on and kind of like to do some little programming. And before that, I want to see whether the other guys over there have any question, because they won't be able to join us for that.
You have a tracking device. How
Yes.
does the tracking work?
How is tracking? Okay. Yeah. Well, we are talking about tracking system. Is the optical tracking system we're having now here, right? So there will be many cameras sitting like that, just like what we have at the back. And
I'm just zooming into one of the cameras there now.
okay. Wow.
You see that
It's
there
an
now?
optical tracking, right?
Yeah, it's optical tracking. So that the camera, actually, when you set up the camera, you have to do lots of interesting things. If George is kind enough to take one of the wand to us, George is good on doing that. So just you will use something like that, like one-on-one, so that the camera loads. That's what we call calibration. So that the camera, we do calibration so the camera knows where exactly their position, okay? That is put in the computer. And then after that, after all the calibration, then we use that as a tracking device. So the system has to recognize this pattern, alright? And then after, when it's running, then it just recognize all these dots. So that all these dots, they are actually projected on the different camera. And the computer is getting all those information so that it knows where to put the calculation of where the position and orientation. It's like 6 degrees of freedom thing. That's how it works. It can support up to like 10, 20 of them easily. And that system can also be used for motion body tracking. So for those things, it's a movie. Actually, you've seen that, right? When you have to wear funny looking suits and all the dots around, and you move like jumping like around like monkey, and then they actually there's like 100 of the dots, and the system is able to capture everything.
So if you've seen Gollum from Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, that's how the motions of Gollum were captured using motion capture.
As a human, and then they put in that creation.
So one of the critical things about the optical tracking system is each of those balls is covered in what's known as a retroreflector.
Yeah, it's retroreflecting.
A retroreflector reflects light back along the path on which originally arrived from.
Right, yeah.
So you'll notice each of these cameras has a little sort of ring around it. Those rings are actually infrared LEDs.
Right.
So they're flooding the room with infrared light, but they're very close to each camera. So the light comes from each camera, hits those balls, and then gets reflected back to the camera. And so those dots are very, very bright compared to the camera. So it allows the cameras, all 6 of them, to see these dots very, very clearly. And that's how it sort of is able to pick those out. They just look grey, against a very noisy background.
It's just like there are many tiny mirror inside all of those.
What's the capture volume?
Okay.
Capture volume. What would you say the capture volume here is?
Well, it depends on the configuration of the system. For example, here, the capture volume will be like from here to here, around here. So it really depends on the camera, where to position the camera. Of course, you want to pick up capture volume, that's you have to put more cameras around. And each camera is good for around, for that kind of size of dots, good for around, I would say 7, 8 meters. If you want it to go further, you have to use bigger one, or you have to use someone it lights up itself, infrared light. It's too much distance for the light over there. So just that.
Any other questions?
Okay. No, it's very clear. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Have any questions from here?
Looking forward to the hands-on.
Sorry?
Looking forward to the hands-on.
Yeah. So Mark, we're going to move into a sort of more of a hands-on mode now. I will leave it up to you to drive the camera to zoom in. Leith is still wearing the microphone, so you'll hear what he's doing. Actually, we do. We can.
Yeah.
We actually have we can share the projection system
Yeah.
with you via another click share device. Was that in the server room inside, is it? Can you? Oh, there we go. So now you can see.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. That's where the curve to see in there. Okay, now this is reading. So kind of like we use that for development so that, for example, here I can pan around and look at those things. Okay. So this one, in Unity, you can program something like that, right? And try to paste the rest. It will be like, okay. Oh. Okay, anyway. So every of this object you can kind of like pick it up and move it around. And you can do all sorts of programming around here. And after you've done, you compile it to your application, and then you use this tool. You can see that very well. Good. Okay. Oh, just get hands. Oh, just so. Okay, now, okay. Okay, if you, this is a MiddleVR. If you put it in, and this is what we have here. Okay. Each of them is representing a viewport, so that you use all these viewports and to project that kind of the picture to that screen. So we can go to simulation and then we can choose one of them. Say share demo. I'll go for one of the share demo. Maybe try this one. Okay. Then it will take a while to come up. Okay, now, oh, where is it? So this is the task that's all supposed to be in. So you see, the screen is actually moving with me. So if I, for example, get closer to that chair, you see it's getting bigger. That's what we are doing every day, right? We get lower, you can see the bottom. Okay, so maybe anyone want to come up and try? Yeah, let me make sure the 3D is okay.